I spent a few hours with Lords of the Fallen. Yeah, it got that Dark Souls vibe. Big Dark Souls wannabe energy. Is it good? Maybe. I'm still early, just a few hours in. But I swear there's a soul in there somewhere. I've been looking real hard, and I think I'm getting close. But for now, let's talk about why this game is whelming. Let's start with the world design. Visually, it's dope. Can't lie. Giant statues, glowing cathedrals, fog, just vibing. Me and my friend got lost like a lot. At one point he goes, Dark Soul players hate puzzles, bro. And honestly, he might be right. It's like the game wants you to explore, but then punishes you for not already knowing where to go. And then there's the lamp. Conceptually, super cool. You switch between realms, reveal hidden paths, spot enemies. It adds depth. And it doesn't get in the way during combat, which I respect. But during exploration, it kind of messes with the flow. You're walking through these eerie, beautiful environments and then stopping every few seconds to scan the area, like you're on one of those Witcher 3 tracking quests. It's not bad, just a little awkward. Still, despite that, I've been enjoying it. There's something here. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm down to keep playing. Movement in this game actually feels pretty free. You can strafe, reposition, dodge. There's some fluidity there. But once you commit to an attack, that's when the brakes hit. Your swing slows down the whole vibe. Not in a bad way, just in a deliberate way. It forces you to pick your moment. I've been getting clipped a lot trying to find the right rhythm. Like, I'll go in thinking I've got the time, and boom, I'm on the floor. But here's the thing. The damage early on is pretty forgiving. Especially if you pick a tanky class. You can make mistakes and not immediately pay for it, which I appreciate. It gives you space to learn. One thing I'll say, there aren't too many gotcha moments. You know how in Dark Souls you walk into a room and just instantly die to something stupid? Yeah, not really the case here. The traps are more like Neo. They're set up. You can see the hints if you're paying attention. Still deadly, but fair. And the level design? Low-key vertical. There's layers to these zones. Ladders, cliffs, shortcuts wrapping around themselves. It's got a little bit of that Elden Ring verticality, just more compact. So if you like levels and loop back and reward you for paying attention, it's got that. You're not just walking in a straight line. There's structure here. Boss design in this game is solid, at least so far. I haven't run into a truly hard boss yet, but I gotta admit, the first one had some crazy animations. Big intro, dramatic entrance, the whole cinematic build-up, and that's the kind of vibe so far. The bosses look sick, and the presentation is on point. But the fight themselves, they're not that punishing, at least not yet. I've taken some hits, sure, but nothing that made me rethink my whole build or question my life. It feels like the game's easing you in, which honestly, I respect. Not everything has to be a one-shot rage festival. Still, I'm curious if that difficulty spike is coming later, because if the bosses ever start hitting as hard as they look, yeah, I might be in trouble. But I do gotta say, some of these bosses, they got the health bar, they got the entrance, they even got the music, but they barely feel like bosses. You walk in expecting chaos, and instead it's like, oh, it's just the guy. It's not that the fights are bad, they just don't leave a mark. No identity, no pressure, just another enemy with more HP. It kind of takes the wind out of the moment, like if you're gonna make it a boss, make it a boss. Full transparency, I played this game co-op. Me and my friend were in there getting lost together. Talking trash, arguing over where to go next. And honestly, that probably made the experience way better. Everything just feels smoother when you got someone with you. Even the parts that drag, they don't drag as hard when you're laughing through it. That said, I get that some people play these games solo, and maybe my experience doesn't line up with theirs. But if you got a friend who's down to hop in with you, yeah, this game kinda hits different. The bosses feel frustrating, the exploration feels rewarding, and dying honestly kind of funny when you're not doing it alone. Now, when it comes to class and build variety, you actually get a decent amount of flexibility right out the gate. I went with someone tankier, and let me tell you, it definitely helped. The early game's pretty forgiving. You can mess up, eat a few hits, and you're not instantly punished like some other Souls likes. That breathing room, honestly, kind of refreshing. You got a space to find your rhythm, whether you're the type to block and bash up close or someone who'd rather hang back and go ranged. I saw someone sniping from a cliff like it was a third-person shooter. And the game just lets that happen. And that kind of variety I like. You can feel out what works for you, and not just the Reddit says is optimal. Enemy variety, it's okay. A lot of ghosts, a few monsters, but honestly most of them don't stand out all that much. They get the job done, but outside of the bosses, it's not like I'm remembering specific fights or designs. That said, there is one shade that comes out of nowhere and straight up schmeckles you. You do get a warning. It's like the creepy chime mixed with a heartbeat. Soon as you hear it, you already know it's too late. It's over. That dude doesn't knock, he just ends you. So yeah, most enemies kind of forgettable, but him, yeah, I flinched. Performance wise, it's been mostly stable, but not perfect. I got a few frame drops when transitioning between areas, like going down into lower zones. Not unplayable, just enough to notice. And my friend actually got stuck once, like physically stuck in the environment. We had to reload, no crashes or anything wild on my end. But yeah, it got some jank. Typical Souls-like stuff. Annoying a little, game breaking, nah. Still playable, just needs a little polish. So, is Lords of the Fallen worth playing in 2025? Yeah, I think so. It's not perfect, some clunky mechanics, some forgettable enemies, and a few technical hiccups here and there, but there's something here, a vibe, a soul, even if it's hiding behind the dang lamp mechanic. If you're into Souls-likes, but want something that gives you a little breathing room, this is a solid pickup, especially with a friend. Co-op really brings it to life. If you already played it, drop your builds in the comments. Let me know if you found that shade too, because I'm still hearing that chime in my sleep. Thanks for watching. I'm Gabe, and I play games for content.